Pew Research since 2020 says that the all grocery categories have unfortunately risen, but the one that's experienced the sharpest increase is the meat and poultry category.
Hmm.
And there are a number of reasons for this. And this year, the poultry category got a bigger hit due to bird flu that's unfortunately still impacting a lot of flocks today. So that's definitely where we're seeing the biggest increase. And even the USDA reported recently that we could expect a 40% increase when it comes to the wholesale price of turkey. So whether that's going to be passed to consumers is still unknown, but that's why we're taking a step back and we're like, we're not going to deal with that uncertainty. And we're going to build our holiday spread based on tried and true budget-friendly plant-based staples.
Hey everyone, this is Jonathan Marx with GoToHealth. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're approaching Thanksgiving, this great national holiday which we all love. Most Americans plan to spend about $100 on their main holiday meal this year, according to a survey from the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. They're a national nonprofit health advocacy group. With the cost of meat and poultry continuing to climb, many families are rethinking how to fill their plates without overspending. More people are trying plant-based meals. Nearly 60% of adults say they would consider a plant-based holiday dinner, and interest is even higher among younger generations. Registered dietitian Xavier Toledo has created a full feast for five, including stuffing, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin pie using affordable, simple plant-based ingredients. Xavier Toledo has been with us before. He's a registered dietitian who's part of the communications team at the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. He brings nutrition science to broader audiences through social media, national campaigns, and more. If you want to learn more and you can get a free cookbook with 30 recipes, go to pcrm.org/Thanksgiving. pcrm.org/Thanksgiving. Before we get to Xavier, please leave us a 5-star review on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube, or wherever you're listening to us. It helps bring more people to the show. We appreciate your support. So welcome to the show, Xavier Toledo. How are you today?
Good. How about you?
Great, thank you. So what did your survey reveal about how families are budgeting for holiday meals this year?
Sure. So we conducted a survey of over 2,000 US adults all throughout the country, and we asked a number of questions. And one of those questions was, how do you feel about the cost of groceries right now? And unsurprisingly, the majority of these respondents said the price is too high.
Yeah.
And what we learned from this is people are thinking about this with their everyday grocery prices and choices that they're making, but then also with their holiday spread. They don't want to break the bank for the feast that they're putting on for their families.
Yes. And so tell us well, first of all, are people considering more plant-based dishes, and why are they doing that?
Yeah, so that was another question we asked people. We said, would you be willing to try a plant-based holiday spread? And the majority of respondents said, yeah, they would be if they had a compelling enough reason to do so. And when it came to those reasons that they gave, a lot of people said, to try something new, if it was good for you, if it tasted good. But then a lot of people also said, if the price was right, like if they could save money with this approach, they would consider it.
Now, as we think about going out and buying food for a holiday meal, what are the biggest expenses on a typical shopping list?
It's a good question. I mean, when we look at the data, since 2020, Pew Research shows that all categories are up when it comes to the different grocery categories, but the one that's experienced the biggest increase is the meat and poultry category.
So, Xavier, as people are planning their holiday shopping list, what are the biggest expenses they're telling you about?
So when it comes to what the data shows us, Pew Research since 2020 says that the all grocery categories have unfortunately risen, but the one that's experienced the sharpest increase is the meat and poultry category.
Mhm.
And there are a number of reasons for this. And this year, the poultry category got a bigger hit due to bird flu that's unfortunately still impacting a lot of flocks today. So that's definitely where we're seeing the biggest increase. And even the USDA reported recently that we could expect a 40% increase when it comes to the wholesale price of turkey. So Whether that's going to be passed to consumers is still unknown, but that's why we're taking a step back and we're like, we're not going to deal with that uncertainty. And we're going to build our holiday spread based on tried and true budget-friendly plant-based staples.
Did I hear you correctly? Did you just say a 40% increase?
A 40% increase in the wholesale price of turkey. Absolutely.
Wow. Wow, just the
And
wholesale price. My gosh.
the wholesale
Okay.
price, yeah. So
Wow.
we might see it as consumers, but retailers might just have to eat up that margin lost, essentially.
Yeah. So you've got a great feast in front of you. Tell us about this feast and how people can recreate it at home.
Absolutely. I love this feast. I picked out just a few options from our new free e-cookbook that we have for 30 plant-based recipes for the Thanksgiving holiday. But in front of me, I have, a plant-based pumpkin pie, stuffing, mashed potatoes, gravy, and yeah, it's super easy to put together and I love it. I love each and every item that is in front of me.
Great. And people can learn more if they go to pcrm.org/Thanksgiving. Is that the right place to go?
That's the right place to go. They'll find the e-cookbook that I just mentioned. You can download it free of cost. And you'll also find a guide written by me as a dietitian on how to go plant-based for Thanksgiving, different swaps and different tips and just the whole thing.
Great. And on that table there in the dishes that you've got, is there a protein there?
Is there protein here? I would say this one is one of our mains that we feature in that e-cookbook. We have a bunch of mains that are centered on beans and tofu and all those things. And
Mm-hmm.
this one is one of those mains. It's a plant-based mac and cheese that has not only tofu in it, but it also has nutritional yeast, which might sound crazy for people that aren't familiar with, plant-based cooking, but that's a very common ingredient for achieving a cheesy flavor and also adding in a lot of protein, a lot of B vitamins, and just like good nutrition overall, hence the name nutritional yeast.
Right. So obviously, if you're thinking about going plant-based, you got to forget this whole idea of the turkey and substitute it with some other things. And you've got this cookbook that's free on your website with recipes. It's pcrm.org/Thanksgiving. So let's tell people about PCRM. PCRM stands for the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. Xavier, tell us about your organization.
Sure. So we are a nonprofit health advocacy group, and we have doctors and dietitians and PhDs and attorneys, and we all work together to promote the power of plant-based nutrition and then also ethical research, essentially. So I, as a dietitian, get to focus on the food part, which is so fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm here today to talk about the spread we have in front of us and the resources like our free e-cookbook.
Great. And while we're here talking about this holiday, what are some easy swaps that make comfort foods lighter and more affordable?
Sure, sure. So I think in front of me are some good examples to answer that question. So I think if we take a step back, it might be hard for people to kind of imagine, what does a plant-based Thanksgiving look like? But it's kind of what's already there for the most part. A lot of the things that we have in traditional Thanksgiving spreads are either already plant-based or can be made plant-based if you have a simple swap like you just asked about.
Mm-hmm.
So right here we have mashed potatoes, and instead of using, milk or butter, you can just use non-dairy versions of those. So I used soy milk in this. I used soy milk in the pumpkin pie. I used, instead of a meat-based gravy, I have a mushroom-based gravy.
Mm.
My stuffing, instead of a chicken broth, I used a veggie broth. So these different swaps, they add up and they help you create that plant-based spread that at first might seem unimaginable, but then you're like, wait, these are all foods that I recognize or I might already have on my table. And yeah, they're just plant-based versions of them.
So, Xavier, is there any question that I haven't asked that I should have, or what kind of big message would you like to leave with people today?
I think it was probably that last point, don't be intimidated by the idea of a plant-based Thanksgiving. And, I don't know what that looks like. I don't want to try that. Like when I first went plant-based, I mean, I loved my stuffing back then. I'm like, I don't want to try anything new. Like this is what I'm used to.
Right.
I'm not going to switch that up. But then recipes like this one that I have in front of me, like on paper, I was suspicious. I'm like, what do you mean, like pecans and my stuff? Like I didn't trust it at first. But then you make it, you give it a shot, and this is one of my favorite things, like ever. Like, I'm so excited. I love these interviews, but I'm excited for them to be over so I can eat this because it's
Yes.
just so good. So I would say, don't be intimidated by the idea of a plant-based Thanksgiving. Just give it a shot. Try a few things from that e-cookbook. Even if you don't commit to the whole e-cookbook, there are 30 recipes. Try a few. Try the stuffing. Try the green beans. They're all great recipes to try out.
Great. So if you want to try more plant-based foods for Thanksgiving and even save some money, you can go to pcrm.org/Thanksgiving. That's pcrm.org/Thanksgiving. PCRM stands for the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. Great organization. They're doing wonderful work. Xavier, you've been on the show before. It's been great to have you back. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me again.
Good. Xavier Toledo is a registered dietitian who is part of the communications team at the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. He brings nutrition science to broader audiences through social media, national campaigns, and more. With a background in both clinical nutrition and health communications, Xavier blends scientific expertise with a fresh, accessible voice. Thanks for being with us today, Xavier.
Thank you for having me.
Good. This has been Jonathan Marx with GoToHealth. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everybody. God bless you. Again, Xavier, thanks for being with us. We'll see you all again next time. Remember, as we say at the end of every show, go to health. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in today to Go to Health. You are one of almost 10,000 people per day who enjoy the evidence-based health information offered by our guest health experts. You can watch us on our website and YouTube and listen to us on 8 podcast networks. Be sure to join Jonathan Marx in our upcoming shows each week. If you like our show, please share this episode with your friends and colleagues. You can subscribe to the show, join our email list, send us feedback, browse through the online store, and view our library of over 150 shows at gotohealthmedia.com. See you next time, and remember to elevate your life with Go to Health.